Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again with another G.I. Joe Classified series action figure review, and today we have in front of us the Cobra Crimson Viper, and just look at them. I think they speak for themselves. They just look great in, the red color. They're just crimsoning everything they find on their way, on their path. I mean, Hasbro, just to make some coin, of course they need to up the business. You have the accessories here, the render of the Crimson Viper, the artwork, which is you have the QR code there if you want to scan this thing and go and check it yourself. Just do it now. Pause it and do it. There you have the artwork again, just a bit of, you can see how this guy, I think he's about to reload or something like that. More renders and details, legal stuff, G.I. Joe, whatever. And there you have both Vipers, one fully equipped and the other one stripped of everything they come with. Here you have, first of all, the gun we know from the very first release of the Vipers, this, very vipery. This was specifically designed for these characters back in the day, like 2 or 3 years ago. And it was that Target exclusive figure, which was a pain to get. I mean, it was, people were just like, I don't know if things had gotten much better or not, but that one was from back in the day where it was almost impossible to get something from the line. There you have the clip. It's removable, of course. The weapon, of course, as you saw at the beginning of the video, has the peg hole for the fire effects. And you grip it here, and here's for holding and all of that. You have the very first G.I. Joe Classified gun design, like handgun, and they didn't put a peg hole on this one. If you have a hand drill, you can do it yourself. I'm thinking I will do it myself for this, and maybe for every other gun of this design I have, because I want to be able to put fire effects if I want to in my weapons, and also if I'm just making photography. I just like to see a barrel hole or a muzzle there, you have the neckerchief. I'll just do it with my hand now because this time instead of gray is cast in this like navy blue plastic, and it's the same piece, and you can open it here in order to put it on the neck. I'll leave it. I mean, you can see how it looks at this with this figure. Looks beautifully. And you have, oh god, come, just stay there. You have the goggles here, which are the same design, and they added again the silver paint like in the 3-pack, because I think people liked that detail. I mean, that's of course like $2 more for us. You have the backpack with the Cobra logo actually it's not clear at all. Let me see in this copy. Both copies, the Cobra logo in the backpack is all like molten, you cannot see. There's no detail because the plastic is just like fused together. Anyway, you see some grenades there. We know this backpack, some rope, it's cast in gray plastic with crimson and lighter gray and black details. And you just peg it in the back of the figure. And I think we saw the accessories, of course. The gloves are also removable if you pop a hand off. The gauntlets, these bracelets or whatever they're called, but I just chose the one which won't move. But if you fiddle with it, or maybe if you put it into hot water, you can already see the skin tone of this guy. These guys are Caucasian or white, just because, whatever reason. I just don't care. They're Vipers, and most of the time I will use that neck thing, and you don't see any skin tone. I will also almost always be wearing these things because I just like them to be full geared up. Anyway, but in this case, these guys look to have like white skin or clear light skin, whatever you call it. And just like that, it looks cool actually. But I always prefer the neck. But let's see the detail. You see the Cobra logo there. You can see some lines and detail. That's a print. It's all cast in different tones of red, sadly different. But actually the arms or the legs are in one tone, and the helmet, just the vest is different. I think is the more flexible plastic, of course, and it's more like even darker red, you know. And you see the grenades are cast in black. These straps are painted on, as well as these ones here, and the belt. This clear light gray detail here, a clip or whatever that is, magazine, is painted on. And all the rest of the black detail, except the hands, the actual hands, and the boots and the knee pads are painted. Boots and feet are cast in black. The rest is cast in red and painted on. But yeah, I mean, we know the figure. Still, we're gonna do the articulation. The head can look down that far, can look up just a little bit because of reasons. I mean, it can mostly just look almost straight forward, with just a little bit of looking up. Tilt to the sides is there, and you can turn the head around. So decent movement. I mean, it's quite hindered because of the sculpt and all of that, but yeah, it will do some things. The arms can turn all the way around. They have a butterfly joint that can go backwards that far and forwards that far, so it's good for adjustments. It's not the most amazing butterfly, but it will do some things. The bicep can turn all the way around. Double jointed pinned elbows is before we started getting everything pinless, but I'm fine with it. I mean, as long as it works, is good. But you see, it doesn't have the greatest range. Maybe if I would remove that gauntlet, it will gain 1 click or something, you know. So it's slightly over 90, well, it's decently over 90 degrees of bend. This hand has a vertical swivel and can turn all the way around, and this one goes in and out, so horizontal swivel and can go all the way around. Yeah, so you check how you combine your weapon wielding, you know. The waist can turn all the way around. I don't want to force these ones. I didn't put them into hot water nor oiled or anything, any joint, because they're cooperating, but still I don't want to force any allowance, clearance, resistance, whatever. You can see it can go, I mean, I won't turn it all the way around now, but it can if you feel like it's not stressing or anything. The back and forth movement is hindered by the vest, of course. You can do a little bit of adjustments, just like pushing around, fiddling a bit, but yeah, mostly it will be straight upper torso. The legs can do better than Spider-Man, definitely. Full splits, you know. We know this figure and we already knew that, but it's good to remember how every other figure from Hasbro has better range than the superheroes. How funny is that? Yeah. I mean, I keep it in the Joes, but also give it to the Marvel figures. You know, not the drop down, but this and this, and I mean, and Spider-Man can have a drop down, of course. They have mostly or something, but you can solve it in better ways. You know it from me and from other reviewers, which are much more versed in that, who do actual sculpting. You know, you can. He has a thigh cut there, and it swivels. You have a double jointed pin knees that can bend that far because of the sculpt. Otherwise, they would be able to move further, I guess. Boot cut exactly where it should be. The feet can bend backwards that far, forwards only a little bit before the clashing. You may be able to force it. I won't do it now, to force it a bit on top of the sheen armor. And the feet can turn, I mean, they have a decent ankle rocker, which doesn't totally destroy the anatomy. And yeah, that's it actually for the articulation of these two great looking figures, in my opinion. And for size comparisons, there you have your Crimson Vipers next to Eclipse, Sarana, Scarlet, and Pandora. Next to a Dark Trooper, Stormtrooper Mike, a Cobra Eel, and a Cobra Televiper. Next to a couple of Arctic Bats and a couple of Snow Serpents. Of course, we cannot let this one go. To compare all the Vipers released so far, this is the first release, the Target exclusive Cobra Island one. These two are from the 3-pack, the Viper Officer and just a regular Viper. This one has more vibrant colors, these ones have the goggles with some metallic paint, and of course this one is just unique to that 3-pack so far at least. And yeah, and they just look great together, that in my opinion at least. And next to the Baroness, the Crimson Twins, a Crimson Guard and a Crimson Bat. And that's it for this review. I think these Crimson Vipers are great to add to our collections. I can only recommend, if you are kind of into it, you don't have to be, I mean, but I think these guys do look great. You maybe don't need to get 10, unless you can. I mean, if you have the money to buy 20 or whatever, more power to you. Make sure to share the photos so that we can all see in awe. And I mean, but just looking at this like that, it already looks like yeah, it takes form, you know, it looks solid. You can add, you know, 2 bats, 2 of these guys, whatever, the ones with the silver mask as well. Here actually you have this guy, and it will just look great. I mean, well, I mean, this guy is much more lighter red, but still, you know what I mean, they could be the elites of the Crimson Guards, whatever. Just take a look at that yourself, decide if you want to get these figures, the Crimson Vipers or Crimson anything, or if it's superfluous to you, it's your decision. I do like this sub-line, you know, or this sub-army, and yeah, just keep them coming, I think. I don't know if we still have some Crimson whatever left to squeeze, but so far so good, in my opinion. Please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, take care, and all of that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.